We spend our lives trapped in spaces that don't exist, the memory of mistakes we cannot change, and the obsession with outcomes we cannot see. We attempt to architect every result of our existence. When we realize we cannot control the infinite variables of the future, the weight of that failure manifests as a paralyzing, constant anxiety. The Genesis account identifies the root of this stress as a desire for the knowledge of good and evil. Adam and Eve reached for the fruit to gain a perspective reserved for their Creator, the ability to see the whole unfolding story at once. This is a temporal disease. We harbor a deep urge to sit on the throne of history, attempting to possess a mastery over the timeline that our finite nature was never meant to carry. By focusing our energy on managing the past and dictating the future, we forfeit the only space where we actually exist. We lose our capacity to act purposefully in the present moment. Ancient Israel serves as a case study for this disease. Whenever the nation faced uncertainty, their leaders panicked and tried to force their own results. King David once ordered an unauthorized census of his fighting men, driven by worry over his military standing. He was trying to artificially secure his future dominance through data rather than trust. The biblical text views this as a betrayal. To God, attempting to avert a perceived future through human control is a direct refusal to wait for his timing and victory. Centuries later, the Pharisees attempted a similar maneuver. To force the arrival of a victorious Messiah, they formed a political alliance with their Roman enemies, the very people they were trying to overthrow. Their desperation to secure a specific future led them to claim Caesar as their only king. They sacrificed the integrity of their temple and their worship to theoretically protect their national destiny. When we fear what comes next, we often commit present-day idolatry in the hope of buying a guaranteed tomorrow. The scriptural solution to this time sickness relies on a concept that is widely misunderstood in the modern world. We typically define meekness as an emotional state. We imagine someone quiet, gentle, and easily stepped on by those with more conviction. This definition is a total misrepresentation of the text. In a biblical context, being meek has nothing to do with having a timid personality. Biblical meekness functions as a technical strategy of delayed victory. In this strategy, a leader voluntarily subordinates his reputation and status in the current moment. He allows himself to suffer a temporary loss or degradation to ensure a definitive, unshakable win at a later time. Meekness is the ultimate exercise of restrained power over time. It is the choice to endure suffering now because the final outcome is already certain. Jesus executed this strategy perfectly during his life on earth. He deliberately bound himself to the rules of time, space, and human limitation. He refused to shortcut the timeline or force a political kingdom through human effort. Instead, he submitted every action to his Father's timing, acting only in the present moment he was given. The crucifixion is the climax of this strategy. Christ absorbed the full weight of human evil and humiliation without retaliation. By holding off his victory in that moment, he permanently secured the future of those he came to save. This act of submission cures the human cycle of panic. Because he has already secured the end of the story, we are finally free from the burden of trying to control it ourselves. This profound theological reality means the existential pressure to manage history has been permanently removed from your shoulders. Christ earned a perfect standing before God and attributed that merit directly to you. Since he navigated the timeline flawlessly in your place, the final verdict on your life is already settled, and your future is a certainty. Your daily friction and workplace sufferings are transformed by this perspective. They are no longer signs of a failing life, but opportunities to participate in the same delayed victory Christ modeled. You are now playing with free shots on goal. Because the final outcome is decided, your actions carry no existential risk. You can work, serve, and live with total freedom. Even death is recategorized as a temporary pause. It is a final moment of humility that mirrors the strategy of the cross, waiting for the inevitable moment of resurrection. True power is found in abandoning the need to force results today. You can fully embrace the present moment, knowing a perfectly timed victory has already been won for you.